Okay, now recording. Everyone, welcome to our first Design to Combat COVID happy hour. I am so excited for you all to be here. We launched in March, and the ball was just going so quickly. We got so many amazing projects out the door. This community has grown. We're over 2,000 people across 6 continents. It's incredible. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. But we've never actually had the opportunity to meet each other and kind of chat and make those connections. So today's the first day of that. And yeah, I'm really excited to get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So welcome everyone. If you want, go ahead and put in the chat where you're from. And yeah, we can kind of get the conversation started that way. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen really quickly. Share screen, desktop, share, present. Can you all see that? Yeah, yes. Okay, cool. Let me just get these notes really quickly. Here it is. Okay, then make this large. Boop. Okay, cool. Our first happy hour and design networking event. Woohoo, that's us. So as I kind of gave a quick synopsis in the beginning, but we launched March. We moved really quickly at the beginning. I think when I first launched this group, we had about 100 people join overnight. And as I mentioned, we have 2,000. So there's no reason for us to not chat with each other, not to meet each other. We have folks, I know I've talked to some folks who are copywriters at IKEA. We have people in the fashion industry here. We have engineers, developers, creatives. There's no reason why we shouldn't be chatting with each other. We have such an incredible network. And in the, 8 months that we've been around now, we've been able to distribute over 100,000 pieces of protective equipment. We incubated an organization called Masks for Docs. They were incredible, still out running, sending out PPE. They started in this group, really cool. We've created infographic posters for hospitals in Canada. We've assisted small businesses with marketing needs, helping those with resume assistance. It's incredible. We still have projects going on to this day. If you're interested in joining up, you can check out the various Slacks. And I think about once a month, I put out new opportunities if anyone is interested in those. But that's just a little background on us. So today's agenda, welcome. We're going to go ahead and introduce our leadership team. We're going to talk about our super cool logo hackathon design contest. It's true, we do not have an official logo. When I started this organization, it was overnight, and I think I even purchased a template off Squarespace, so it took me about a month to get back in there and give it a brand. But we're going to have a logo hackathon, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in the upcoming minutes. And then we're also going to meet an amazing organization called 5 Calls, and they're going to help us to talk about voting, how to vote, get the information out there. And then we're going to break out into sessions and network. So that's kind of a rundown of the agenda. There we go. Cool. So we want to go ahead and introduce the DCC-19 Leadership Team. So I'm Rachel. I'll go ahead and start. I founded the organization. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen my freaking face slapped upon everything. Yeah, but it's not just me. I have an amazing leadership team that has helped me put together this event, that helps with engagement within the community, that is planning awesome events for the future, is helping with us with our roadmap. So I kind of want to introduce them. We have, I believe, Charms here, Kayvon, Farah, Pratt, and Leslie. So let's go ahead and do a round robin. Charm, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Charm. I help run events at DCC-19.
Awesome.
Farah?
Hi, this is Farah, and I help by leading the marketing and our social presence, social media presence.
Cool. Thanks, Farah.
Hi,
who'd like to go next? Yeah,
I can go. Hi, I'm Leslie. I also help out with events.
Hi, I'm Pratiksha. I help out with events and marketing.
Hi everyone, my name is Kayvon and I help with marketing and engagement.
Cool. And then maybe if you could just do a run through of what we do for our something that we enjoy outside of DCC-19, and then, you know, maybe what made you want to join the leadership team?
Sure. Do you want me to start?
Yeah, sure. Whomever.
Hi, it's Charm again. So I'm a career pivoter into UX UI design, and I work at a nonprofit called Public Good Projects. Just started there, and I just wanted to see how, how it can help with, with anything during the pandemic. And a friend of mine recommended DCC-19, and talked to Rachel from there, and here we are.
Yeah, Charm's awesome. She helped kind of spearhead this whole event, so I'm really grateful for her. She also used to do the LA Art Walks. Am I right, Charm?
Yep, the LA Art Walk and San Francisco's kind of art scene too back in the day.
Yeah, so no pressure on giving us super awesome events for the future, okay?
Online events are harder though.
Cool. Anyone else want to kind of give us a background of what they like to do outside of here, or what made you want to join?
I guess I'll go. So again, my name's Kayvon, and outside of doing this type of work, I'm really into nature. So I like backpacking and camping, and I have a son that recently turned 4, so now he's at that age where he wants to go out and have fun. And I joined because although I'm now trying to get into UX, I'm a former biologist, and I used to work for a biotech company. And one of my duties there was making sure that the PPE we were using was safe. So I'd like do quality compliance and inspections and stuff. So when this whole COVID thing happened, it's almost like I had the perfect background to help small-time manufacturers make masks. And that's how I got involved. And then I saw an email from Rachel about a leadership team. So I just decided to join.
Yeah, and that brings up a really great point. And if anyone on this call is interested in helping, we're still looking for engagement leads. We're always looking for marketing help. So you can ping me or anyone on this team, and we'd love to have you. But for the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and move forward unless anyone else has something super pressing they want to share with the group. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go on. But yeah, they're an awesome leadership team. Super grateful to have them. I couldn't have done this without them. And again, if any one of you is interested in joining, please reach out to any of us and we'd love to chat with you. Okay, we're going to talk about the DCC-19 logo design hackathon. And this is an amazing gif of a dolphin because I thought it was super cute. But basically, as I kind of mentioned, when we started this organization overnight, I didn't really have a lot of time to think through like a logo, branding. Like we have a brand now. Like we have our beautiful blue. We use Pablo Stanley's Open Peeps. They're open source illustrations. If you've never heard of them, I really recommend them. They're very inclusive. They have lots of different types of folks, which I love. And that's kind of like our brand for now. But we really want to, heighten our brand a bit more because it'd just really be nice to have a logo to like have stickers so I could start putting out swag so we could give it out to the community. We're just kind of missing that little touch. And we thought as a leadership team, this would be a great opportunity to kind of give it back to the community and see what you all come up with. So here are some of the rules. What you'll do is you'll register yourself or a team up to 3 people, and we'll send you the logo hackathon details. And I'll give you a snippet of that here in a second. So you have until October 27th. So you have a little bit of time. So right before Halloween to submit your designs. And then we're going to go ahead and deliberate on Wednesday, October 28th. We'll announce the winners at our DCC-19 Halloween party. If you didn't see in the email, we're going to have a Halloween party. I'm currently hiring a DJ. We're going to have a costume contest. We're going to announce the logo hackathon winner. It's going to be super fun. It's going to be on a Thursday, happy hour-ish. I know a lot of us probably can't go to Halloween parties, so hey, make it virtual this year, right? And then once you're hacking, if you want to share it on social media, you can use hashtag DCC-19 hack. So when you do register, oh, Charm, were you able to put the link in the chat? I don't know if you want to do that now or later for the form so you could start signing up. But once you sign up on the Google form to create your team, what we'll do is we'll send you a private Notion link that will lead you to kind of some of the guidelines that we have, because we do have various colors that we use. We have a brand voice, we have a font, so you can go ahead and use that as some of your inspiration. I also have linked to some of our stories and projects that we're working on, because we are more than just masks. You know, we're a community that's supporting each other. We are helping guide each other. So I would just love to see everyone experiment with, you know, blue sky ideas. No idea is a bad idea. So go ahead and have fun with it. But you'll get that link once you do sign up. And then you'll also get access to a private Slack channel where you can go ahead and kind of bounce ideas off other folks. So if you have any questions for the leadership team, we can go ahead and answer them there. And for our prizes, we're going to go ahead and use the logo on some DCC-19 swag. You get the awesome credibility of helping us with a logo for a 2,000 volunteer global organization. We're also going to send you one of my favorite books. It's called The Design of Everyday Things by Don Norman, who's really huge in the user experience community. If you have not read this book, it is an incredible book. You should definitely check it out, but we're going to give it away as a prize. And we'll give you some DCC-19 swag as well. So those are some of our prizes. Yeah, so really quickly, are there any questions around the logo hackathon? If so, you can go ahead and put it in the chat. And if not, we can go ahead and move forward. So some of our guests today are the founders of 5 Calls, Nick and Rebecca. So 5 Calls is a volunteer effort. They're founded and run by husband and wife team, Nick and Rebecca. You know, they want to make advocacy accessible and effortless for regular people to have a voice when it's needed the most, especially when it comes, oh no, my bats just fell. Sorry. I was like, what's that sound? They do research for voting, but I'll let them go ahead and take the stage. Nick and Rebecca, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and you can go ahead and present yourself to the group and tell us a little bit more about 5 Calls.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nick O'Neill. This is my partner, Rebecca Kaufman. I'll give like a brief overview of what 5 Calls is and some work we're doing for voting this year. And then I'll try and connect it back to something I think is more relevant to the organization. We were not previously in deeply in politics before, let's say, 2016.
I also am a biologist for the biologists here. Really felt the immediacy of the 2016 election, and went out to go work in Nevada, where Rebecca is from, and did a bunch of field work there. Met a lot of great people who were also doing the same thing. But ultimately afterwards came back and continued doing work in our existing fields. I work in tech, and Rebecca was doing a data science degree at the time. And when we got back, we felt like we needed to connect more of what we were doing day to day with what we wanted to see in politics. And after talking to a lot of people that we had met specifically on the campaign about how we could make the biggest impact, we came up with this idea of 5calls.org, which takes relevant topics from the news for the week, summarizes them for you, automatically looks up who your representatives are, and targets the issue to the representatives that can impact it the most, and then gives you a little script to read and phone numbers if you need help understanding what to say on the phone. And so I think it really simplified the experience for a lot of people. A lot of people will tell you, call your reps, and you don't really know what's part of that process, what's involved in that process. And I think by putting all of this stuff together in one location with a very simple, easy to read script and a very straightforward process, we were able to sort of guide people through that and help them understand that it was not something to be scared of, and anybody can literally pick up the phone and dial your representative and tell them what you think.
Anything else before I move on to voter network stuff?
I would just say that, those design decisions that we made early on have really been what our success has been about, because of the way that our platform has been set up. So that, I mean, I'm not a designer, but we've had designers help us with this. Just bringing this back to the design concept is that I don't think we would have been successful had we kind of followed the same path that a lot of other people had put out there, which is a phone number, no information. We made sure to put everything together, box it up in a nice package. And that, I think, is a huge part of where we found success.
Yeah, I totally agree. So almost 4 years later, more than, millions of people have made more than 3 million calls to Congress with the tool up until this point. We wanted to do something that was specifically related to voting and the elections this year, because advocacy stuff tends to take sort of a backseat to elections on election years. And we dove into a concept that's relatively new in the campaign space called relational organizing. A lot of people have a lot of experience with getting, cold calls and cold text messages from people on campaigns asking you to vote for this person or support a proposition or something like that. The thing that's so much more impactful than that, the thing that really can potentially change people's votes or get them to turn out, is hearing from your friends what they're going to be doing or what they want you to do, right? What the kinds of things that they support. So relational contact is this concept that you could take your friends, on your contact list on your phone, and then sort of put them together in a way where you know who to reach out to based off of where they're registered to vote, in what state, and then reach out to them specifically and say, hey, do you need help being registered to vote? Do you need help registering to vote by mail? Do you need to know where you can drop off your vote by mail ballot, that sort of thing. So we made an app this year called Voter Network that accomplishes that. And Charm helped significantly with the design of that.
Right. And I would also add on to that, which is the third part of that, which is what we have kind of going right now, because voter registration has closed down in a lot of states. And Charm did a ton of this design, which is making a plan to vote, which is along the same lines of, when you make a plan to vote or you get your friends to make a plan to vote, you're more likely to vote. So we're just taking some basic concepts that are out there and have been out there for a while and just bringing it back together a little bit more concisely for folks.
Yeah, I think that's really important. I love what you guys are doing. I feel like there's been so much, at least for me, I've seen like people saying like vote every time I go on websites, like vote, vote, vote. And sometimes it can be kind of overwhelming. So having something like this where it just consolidates it and makes it really user friendly, that's incredible. How big is your team?
About 10 total. We do, so the content is a lot of work. So a big part of what our day-to-day work is content. So following Congress, things like that. So we obviously have two sides right now, which is very electoral. Up until November 4th, we'll be done basically on that side. And
right.
Generally is a lot of content. So a big portion of our team is content, following calendars, watching the news, things like that. So there's roughly about 10 of us that a lot of people come in and kind of go when they have time, but yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys are in the weeds of it right now, right? Like we're this close to election, so I hope you're getting sleep. But this is absolutely incredible. I love what you are all doing. What would you say is your biggest learning takeaway that you've had in developing this and getting down to the final days? Like, what's the one big thing that kind of sticks out to you that you can share with the group?
I mean, specifically as it relates to this group, I think the most important thing is a lot of especially tech people will come into an area where they don't necessarily know all of the nitty gritty of what's going on and try and solve a problem in a particular way, like with a product or something. Mm-hmm. And I think the thing that we've done right more often than not is talking to the people who actually know what they're doing before we start sort of deciding on how to build something. So with 5calls.org, it was people who actually worked in Senate offices and saying, hey, what's the balance here between the amount of time that people are going to want to put into this and the amount of impact that we can have?
Right.
Because there's lots of different ways you can contact your representatives. You can send them letters, you can send them postcards, you can actually show up at their offices, right? A lot of people don't have the ability to just show up at a office. But the balance there that we struck was based off of getting a bunch of input from people who had actually, been in the field for a long time. And then we just built the tech on top of the experience, on top of how we felt what was going to be most impactful.
And I would say the other side of that is the user experience was really important for us because people do not like to make phone calls, right? So getting something that they don't really want to do is really a barrier for a lot of folks. But that is also a campaign trick because you do a lot of phone baking and campaigns. So we kind of took some of that information as well. So my honest advice is if you're really interested in something, try to do a little volunteering on it and check out what's going on, because it'll give you just a little bit more concept of how things behave, and you'll be better versed on attacking that project.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, there's just so many different use cases that you can consider, not only from the government side, but from a citizen side as well. So this is incredible work. Is 5calls.org the website that folks can go to kind of check out this information? What was the name of the other app that you said you launched?
Voter Network. So it's on the front of the 5calls.org site, and Charm also
Awesome.
out there.
Sweet. So yes, tell your friends to vote. Use these apps, use this platform. They did all the hard work for us. This is incredible. Nick and Rebecca, thank you so much for sharing this with the group. I love advocating for things that are going to help our society and especially make it more efficient. So can't thank you enough for kind of introducing this to us and talking to us today.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and keep this ball rolling. We're going to go ahead and network. So bear with us for if there's any technical difficulties. This is our first time having a happy hour. So we're going to have these breakout room sessions. We're going to aim for about 2 to 3 breakout rooms. And we have about, I think about 20 folks or so in here. So until about 5:30-ish, we can go ahead and chat with each other. We're going to ask, who we are, where we're from. We can talk about how we got into this creative space, maybe one interesting fact about us. If you want to share your portfolio, if you're not a designer, maybe talk about how you heard about this group. But that's pretty much it, everyone. So make sure to go to the chat, check out the Logo Hackathon link. If you want to sign up, please do. But we're going to spend our next few minutes here going ahead and meeting our community, striking up some conversation and networking. So Charm, do you want to go ahead and start the breakout rooms? And if you have any questions, put them in the chat and we'll get back to them and answer them later. But thanks everyone for coming. Let's go network.
Hello? Nope, we're still in.
Oh, we're figuring it out. Sorry.
Sorry.
I was like, am I already in?
Hold on. Okay. Let's see.
Trying to
Assign automatically. Let's see here. We're going to do 3 breakout rooms. Okay. Ready, set, breakout. Maybe. Is it working? Okay.